October 9th, 1933. A chilly, crisp breeze was in the air. The golden sun illuminated the breathtaking colors of the red, yellow, and orange leaves, and a beautiful baby girl entered the world. This baby didn't know it, but she would touch the lives of many people. This baby was not born into a family of wealth nor a middle-class family. She was born into a family of poverty. Her dad walked out on the family when she was young and was never heard from again. She had a mother who loved her but didn't always know how to express that love. A mother who at times could be abusive, but she still loved her mother dearly. She had an older brother who she looked up to and adored. They were the best of friends throughout their lives. Before long, she entered school. Each day she came home from school and would wash out and hang up to dry the one skirt and blouse that she had for school and wear it again the next day. When she was in 8th grade, times were so tough for the family that she had to quit school to help out at home. Now you would think that this would make her bitter, but it did not. She felt this is where the Lord had her at this time in her life. She was married young and by the age of 27 was divorced with 5 young children and one on the way. She had no money, no place to go. Her brother fixed up a chicken coop in the backyard of their mother's house. This chicken coop is where her and her 5 young children lived, and she made it feel like a home. They lived there until she could afford to pay rent elsewhere. I do not remember this woman ever saying anything negative about her children's father, even though when he left he never sent money nor visited the children. This young mother was determined to take excellent care of her family, keep them together, and to show them just how much they were loved. In a few years, she met a man who had 2 grown children of his own. It wasn't long until they fell in love and were married. He took on her 6 young children as his own. She and her new husband packed up this family of 8 and moved 200 miles south to a small town known as Romeo. They had many adjustments to be made, but they did it. Not a lot of money, but the kids always had their needs met. The kids thought it was normal for 5 people to share a bike or to share a bedroom. After a few years of marriage, this woman went to school to become a beautician and also had her last baby. She must have been exhausted caring for 7 children, one being a baby, taking care of a husband, all the while cooking, cleaning, and holding a job. And yet she didn't complain. She soon bought her own beauty shop, something she'd always wanted to do. It was not long before her children grew up and began having children of their own. She had 20 grandchildren, and she had the uncanny ability to make each of her grandchildren believe that they were her favorite. One October Sunday morning, she got a call that her youngest son had had a heart attack at the age of 38. Sadly, he did not make it. He left behind 5 young girls and a wife. Her heart was broken. She missed her baby boy more than she thought possible. As much as she wanted him back to give yet one more hug, she never became bitter. She knew the Lord was in control. It wasn't barely a year before she suffered yet another blow to the family. She hadn't even finished grieving for her own son when she learned that her 2.5-month-old great-grandson had died of SIDS. Now was the time for her to question God. How could God put a baby on this earth for such a short time only to take him away? And yet she didn't. She fully believed that her great, loving Heavenly Father had a reason, that only He knew why, and that would have to do. Over the next few years, she took care of her ailing husband. People who knew her didn't know how she kept going, working long hours, giving her husband excellent care. Even though there were days when she didn't feel it, she knew the Lord would not give her more than she could bear. Then, on one sunny day in May, the Lord took her husband of 37 years home to be with Him. It was hard for her to lose yet another loved one, and yet she knew he was no longer in pain. It took some time to adjust to life without her husband and that of a caregiver. She spent time with her family and friends. She worked and went to church. She held strong onto her faith, even when her beloved brother passed away. Then one cold February night, her firstborn child, the first one she felt move inside of her, the first one she fed, the first one she rocked in her arms and sang lullabies to, her daily coffee buddy, had passed away from a brain aneurysm. Yet another child went home to be with the Lord. It shook her family to their very core. Why would the Lord do this to her and her family again? Still, she did not question God and his choice. This heartbroken woman's faith still never wavered. During one of the saddest moments of her life, the Lord did something amazing. He brought a longtime friend to comfort her. He came to the hospital the day her daughter had the aneurysm and never left her side. He held her hand and reminded her that God knew of her heartache. He was quiet when she wanted to be quiet and talked when she wanted to talk. He brought a smile to her face. To her family's surprise, it wasn't long and the two of them were making plans to get married. He was so good to her, and so were his 6 kids. Her family loved him immediately and welcomed him into the family. After a few short years of marriage, her husband became ill. He was on life support, and it looked like the Lord would soon take him home. One day on the way to the hospital, this woman told her daughter through her tears, "I need more time with him. I'm not ready to do this again." She wasn't questioning God, but held her heart out to him and pleaded for more time. After 6 weeks, much to the surprise of everyone, he came home. Weak and frail, but home. He became stronger and stronger as the days passed. This man's family and her family rejoiced and celebrated his life. I truly believe that because of this woman's love for the Lord and prayers for more time, that God in his mercy and his love for her saw fit to gift her with more time with the man she so dearly loved. You may ask how I know so much about this woman who is smart enough to do a crossword puzzle and pen, hip enough to Twitter and Facebook her children and grandchildren. This woman who has a great outlook on life and a wonderful sense of humor. This woman who has taught her children to help those in need even when they were in need. This woman who displayed strength, wisdom, and sensitivity throughout the years. This woman who is the perfect example of a wife, mother, and woman of God. This woman whose faith has never wavered. I am proud to say she is my mother, Aloha Hilton. Thank you for all your love, attention, devotion, and guidance. I love you, Mom.